Right, newsletter crew, I want you striking the ball better. You can use this idea with driver and I, and we're going to think about lead foot, twist, turn, and corkscrew. I want you to really start trying your hardest to get your lead foot moving and corkscrewing in the ground. Most amateurs are petrified to move their feet. They think it's going to lead to worse strikes than they already have, and they tend to lock down and connect to the ground. Where what we see from better players, well, let's show you what we see. We see an average of 10 degrees turned out in lead foot. So this is lead foot rotation in ankle. You can see it's turned out here. And then as they move into the backswing, we see a reduction of around 7 degrees, mine's 2.8384. So they're basically turning their heel towards target, toes in on themselves, away from target. Then look, as they come down in to hit the ball, it's starting to return back where it started and increasing 15, 16, 20, 24, 25 degrees, up to 36, 42 on the way through. So let's think about that. Turning the lead foot out 10 to 20 degrees, I think, is good for lots of amateur golfers. We see lots of square on feet. But we want you to reduce that turn. Yeah, reduce it. Most amateurs start quite lead foot straight. They tend to keep their feet very stable on the ground as they try to make their movement. And it's kind of like buried in impacts where low point control's tough. There's no real power. They're not pushing in the ground. It restricts hip mobility, tilts and turns of upper body. It does make for bigger swaying actions that have to kind of be incorporated if they want to start sending it. Where from the average tour player, we're seeing them really screwing that foot in and out of the ground to try and get as much out of the whole system as possible, and it's enabling them to turn. Lead foot turned out. If I was to make a swing where I do this, I mean, I feel like I could turn as far back as I wanted now. Look where the heel's gone, that side of the toes. They're doing that, just not as extreme. I mean, in days gone by, Nicklaus, Watson and what have you, they absolutely were doing that. I've seen pictures of Nicklaus as a 16, 17-year-old at his home club where his foot is like his knees across here and the foot is out there. He was totally understanding, even if he couldn't articulate it, that you had to use the ground hard if you wanted to perform at a high level. So what I want you to think about doing is moving your foot more. So backswing, I want you to you'll feel it through your kind of big toe under the pad of your lead foot, so under the ball of it. As you make your backswing, I want you to try and get your heel to go level with your toes, so overdo it slightly, so straighten this foot up. Then on the downswing, I want you to feel like you move into that foot, so you really start pushing in, and then let it go on the way through. It's such a common move for so many golfers. If I make a swing where I don't turn that foot at all, I'm stuck, where if I do start turning it, knees get involved, hip tilt's better, hip turns bigger, shoulder turns better. I don't have to just bury my arms across my shoulders to get it up there because this hasn't moved. And then on the way through as well, if I am not moving this foot, I mean, it's a half committed follow through, otherwise knee and ankle and hip is screaming at me to stop. It's just not going to go round. So your kind of left groin area is going to start getting pretty stiff if you keep that foot still and then just really turn hard into it each time. They're letting that lead foot go to let everything go on the way through. So we want you to start turned out, level the heel up with the toes, and then turn it out on the way through. Do it at the range where you're not got least value on each shot. Like, just go and give it a go because you're going to hit some funny ones at the start. So literally as I take away, look how I'm straightening that foot up, and then let that foot spin out. I mean, look where it's pointing now. That is not where it started. I have turned that out. So turn it into the ground, keep it in the ground for a split second, let it come out. This will change the way you strike the ball. It'll change how you push in the ground, change how you turn. I'll be shocked if some of you don't find some extra yards doing this good player move with lead foot.